I've started collecting spirits, whiskeys to be specific. It all happened by accident. If you've watched my videos before, you know I accidentally bought this bottle of Pappy Van Winkle in 2009. It was actually bottled in 2008. And on December the 22nd, Sotheby's auctioned off this same bottle for $52,000. I paid $225,000. That's a substantial return on investment, better than I've done on my stock market. I've then since recognized I have a bottle of Blanton's that's gone up substantially as well. And just recently, I bought this bottle of Middleton's because it has sold as high as $36,000. I want to tell you about this because I think this might be something you'd be interested in because it's a lot of fun, quite honestly.
Best of Us Investors presents Carrie Griegmeyer.
Just to bring you up to speed, I bought this bottle of Pappy Van Winkle in Franklin, Kentucky at the Buffalo Chase distillery in 09. It was bottled in 08, and in December of this year, or last year, a bottle of this went at Sotheby's auction for $52,000. As you might imagine, that kind of piqued my interest in maybe looking into investing in spirits a little bit deeper. I had received a bottle of Blanton's as a gift, and as best as I know, my son who gave it to me paid about $89 for it. This bottle, which has a date on it of 2018 when it was bottled, is now worth $400. So to give you some return on investment, that's about a 35% per year return on investment, $86 up to $400. Now, can I sell it for $400? We'll talk about that a little bit later. And again, to give you some perspective on the Pappy, I bought it for $225. It auctioned for $52,000. If I could sell mine for the same, that's a 48% return on investment per year. That's hard to beat and that's over a 14-year period. So then what I did was, as I say, I went on a cruise and I bought a second bottle of Blanton's. It's a 2023, and if it is, it's a 2022, and I'm expecting a 35% return on that. Why is this happening? I remember my parents only drank clear alcohol, gin and vodka, martinis, and vodka martinis and gin and tonics, and that's basically all they drank. Bourbon was a backwoods drink. Just hairy men were the only people who drank bourbon. But now it's become very popular. You watch any movies, and when they go to get a drink, it's a brown liquid, and many times they're drinking it straight. So bourbon has become extremely popular, and there's a growing fervor around it. Similarly, rum is getting that same fervor. So, as I say, I've gotten involved in it. And it's a lot of fun. So this weekend, I went to my liquor store and I saw this. This is Middleton's. This is an Irish whiskey. I paid $381.59 for this beautiful box and that bottle of Irish whiskey. And what I did was I saw that in a secured shelf, and I got my phone out. And I did a little research as I stood in the liquor store, and I found that a bottle that was bottled in 1988, and you know when it was bottled because if you take it out of the case and look on the bottom of the bottle, it's etched into the bottle the year that it was manufactured or that it was dumped. That's what they call it. When they take it out of the barrels, dump it into a bottle. That was 1988. So that's 33 years ago. So 33 years ago, I don't know what that bottle in '88 paid for, but if it was for $381, that would give me a 15% annualized return over those 33 years. I actually believe this bottle in '88 probably sold for substantially less than the 381. What it told me, though, is there is an interest in this kind of whiskey, Irish whiskey, and it will appreciate in value. So even if it only goes to 36,000 in 33 years, that's still a 15% rate of return. I suspect it will be substantially higher than that. So that just kind of is, I'm an investor. I invest in stocks, as you know. This is fun. I enjoy going into the liquor store. I enjoy learning about it. I enjoy researching about it. So in my research, I look for even more expensive bottles. And I came across this one, Yamazaki, Yamazaki, 55. Now, the 55 means that it was distilled, it was put into a barrel, an oak barrel, and it sat for 55 years. Okay? That's right. Now, what I know with Pappy is they do the same thing, and they put a 50-gallon drum, and they let it sit for 23 years, and at the end of 23 years, they've got about 5 gallons left. Everything else, 50 gallons of the 50 gallons evaporated. If you do it for 55 years, I got to believe you got maybe a gallon left. So that's why it's so expensive. The cheapest I could find of the Yamazaki 55, if I wanted to buy it today, I'd have to lay out $699,000. You heard me right. And the average price, they said, is $857,627. So am I going to do that? No, I am not. But what I thought to myself is, I need to be able to recognize that bottle. I need, as I'm surfing the world for Blanton's or Pappy Van Winkle or something else, and I see a bottle of Yamazaki, I want to recognize it. I thought, well, where would you find that? I'm going to start going to estate sales in expensive neighborhoods. I mean, could it be possible that someone passes away and their children don't know the value of that Yamazaki sitting on the shelf of his liquor cabinet? And I walk in and I say, hey, I'll give you $500 for that bottle of whiskey. And they'll think I'm crazy. Yeah, I am crazy like a fox. So and I'm finding that I'm excited. I've joined a Facebook page where this is what people do. But they, for the most part, drink what they buy. I do drink some bourbon, but I'm not going to drink any of these 3 bottles or the fourth Blanton's or the other bottles that I go out and look for. So if you're an investor, it's only worth what someone else is willing to pay for it. So how do I sell my Pappy Van Winkle for $52,000 if I so wish to? Well, first of all, in the state of Alabama, and most of states in the United States, I believe all states in the United States, it's against the law for me to sell it because I don't have a license to sell liquor in my state. So what would I do? Well, in the state of Alabama, most of our stores are ABC, Alabama Beverage Commission. But what happens is, such as in my neighborhood, there's a guy in a shopping center who has opened up a liquor store. He's there because there is not a convenient ABC store to our neighborhood. So what he does is he goes to the ABC store, he buys liquor at the same price I would, then brings it to his store and marks it up. So I make friends with Jeremy, and I go into Jeremy and say, hey, I want to build a case here, and I want to put a big lock on it, and I want to put my Pappy Van Winkle in it, and I want to sell it for $55,000. And I'll put the documentation and everything in there to let people know what it sold for. and the validation of what it is. And I'll put it on consignment, and I'll give him part of the $55,000. Could do the same thing for my Blantons or for my Middletons. And that's a way I could sell it. I could also then make my community that I'm building relative to selling spirits, that it's available in Jeremy's store and how to get in touch with him. So there is a way for me to sell this, and that excites me even more. Look, I'm a retired guy. I make videos in the morning, and on the weekends, I go to liquor stores. What better life could there be? And I don't look at it as a commodity. I look at it as an investment. This is what do I pay? $109 piece of stock that I believe in the next 3 years will go for $400. And so I've 4x'd my money. And I've had a good time doing it. So that's what I wanted to share with you. I want you to know what this is all about. And again, here's what the Yamaski looks like. And if you find one, give me a call, okay? But it's got to be Yamaski 55. It'll say 55 on there. Okay, this is fun. This is the kind of thing I enjoy doing. This is also part of what I try to do on this channel, is educate you. I hope you look at this and say, I didn't know that. I need to subscribe to Best of Us Investors so I can learn more about investing and become an astute investor. Again, this is all about knowledge. Whatever you're investing in, it's about having more knowledge than the next guy. And now you know what a Pappy Van Winkle looks like, you know what Blantons look like, and you know what Middleton looks like. And you've got an idea as to what they're worth and what they may be worth in the future. That's all investing is. Having the knowledge to recognize an undervalued asset. $225 turned into $52,000. It was dumb luck, or it was being in the right place at the right time. I don't know. I knew something about bourbons, and I knew that this was coveted, but I did not think it would grow at a rate of 48% per year over 14 years. Okay, I'm having fun. I hope you are too. I hope I can bring some education and excitement into your life. I'll talk to you about stocks tomorrow.